Guys, and welcome back to my channel and today's video. In today's video, I am going to share some affordable makeup that I really love and can recommend for you guys. But first of all, if you're not subscribed, I would really love to have you. I do videos all about cruelty-free makeup, so if you do like that, then please subscribe. But let's just hop into today's video. Okay, so first off, I did this makeup this morning and now it's actually around nighttime, so if it looks a bit ratchet, then you at least know why. Also, I have not recorded this. I have as I said, done this morning, so just so you guys know, there's no tutorial on this, but everything I have on my face, everything I can remember anyway, is listed in my description box in case you want to know. I do also feel the need to do a disclaimer. I hate doing disclaimers, but I was thinking of calling this video like drugstore affordable makeup or drugstore makeup or something like that, but then I remember that I'm Swedish. I have no idea what's in the drugstores, so I thought that I would name this affordable makeup, but then affordable makeup is different for everyone. Something that's affordable for me might not be affordable for you. But I don't like to use the term drugstore since I have literally no idea what's available at drugstores, and I don't know if drugstores is only available in the US or not, and I have people like all around the world who watches me. You know, I have people all over, so I thought that affordable makeup is what I'm gonna name this, and if this might not be affordable for you, then I do apologize, but I think that at least some of the products in this video will be affordable for you. So I wanted to start off by talking about two products that I don't have. The first one is from Wet n Wild, and it's the Dewy primer. That primer is so good. I do not spend my money on primers anymore. Like, I don't spend a lot of money on primers anyway. Like, I can spend a couple of dollars, but I'm not one to spend like 30, 40, even $20 on a primer. That is just not really my thing, and that primer is so good because it still leaves the skin a little bit tacky, but it still gives a very nice glow to the skin. So if you are someone like me that loves a dewy face, as you can see, I look like a freaking grease ball today, and I love it. I think it's so nice, and I love to have like a greasy, dewy skin. So that is a product that I really recommend. The other product is a foundation, and you have heard me talk about this so many times, but it's the Ordinary Serum foundation. I think that that foundation is spectacular, and it's so affordable. I have never spent less money on a foundation in my entire life, and I'm being dead honest. I don't know how it is in other places in the world, but for me, that is like the most affordable product I have ever placed or put my money on, like, or put my hands on. What is it that you say? I don't know. But that foundation is just so beautiful. It is very liquidy. And by the way, I don't have these products because I am on a no-buy. But the minute I'm off my no-buy, these are the two products that I will repurchase first. So the Serum foundation is very liquidy, and it doesn't give a full coverage. And I am not about the full coverage life, which is why I love it, obviously. But that foundation is just amazing, and it will just cover up a little bit. Like, it will just cover up a bit, but not too much, and then it will be a little bit dewy, but not too dewy. So I like to go in with glow mist and a lot of highlighters and stuff like that to make it a little bit extra dewy and glowy. But if that is something that is your preference, then I would totally recommend these products. A product that I have been loving, like I raved about this all last year, but I haven't talked about it that much in the past or in the present. I have just been loving this, and it's the Milani Belini blush. This is so beautiful, and I don't really know if you can see, but I have hit pan on it right here. You can see the yeah, you can see how much I've loved this. I used this last year, and I used this like from last summer to maybe March this year because I was obsessed with this, and I didn't use anything else. Now I do use different products because of my tutorials, and I have kind of moved on, and I still love this one, but I do want to use other products as well, if that makes any sense. But it looks like this. It's a peachy blush that has shimmers to it, and I still love blushes that have shimmers in them. It is like a peachy pink with a duochrome with golds in it. Like, it's super beautiful on the skin, and it's especially like perfect for the summer. I wanted to talk about an eyeshadow palette, and I don't really know why I haven't talked about it in my videos, but I have actually used this off camera a few times, and I am just blown away by it. It's from Wet n Wild anyway, and this is the Wet n Wild new Comfort Zone palette. I don't have many of these palettes. I only have the Comfort Zone palette, and these mattes, they are insane. I was so surprised when oh my god, I'm still surprised when I'm swatching these, because when I touch them, they have like the creamiest formula, and as you can see, they are so pigmented and they are just outstanding. Now, I would say that the mattes are the stars of these palettes. Now, I can't say if the other mattes of the other palettes have the same formula. I do not know, and I haven't really used a lot of the shimmers. I did use this one, I think, and it's nice, but it's nothing like the mattes, because the mattes are the star of this show. I will swatch this as well, and then we can swatch the green here as well. Like, the shimmers are nice, but they are not blinding metallics. But this palette, like, I would definitely recommend this if this is something that the color story speaks to you. Then I would totally recommend this. As I said, I've used this a bunch of times off camera, never on camera for some reason, but I really, really like this. So let me talk about a bronzer. Oh my god, I have an itch here. I always have an itch on my nose. I don't know why. But I'm gonna talk about a bronzer, and I don't think that any one of you guys will be surprised, because I talked so much about this bronzer and I recommended this so much, and so many of you guys have purchased it, and I know that a lot of you really, really loves it, and I'm so happy that you bought it off my recommendation and still loves it. If you were like, if everyone were to hate it, I would be so embarrassed. Anyway, the bronzer I'm talking about is from Essence, and this is the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder for lighter skin. This is in the shade 1 Natural. I have said this before. Let me just turn that off. I have said this before, but I do have the one for darker skin as well, and this is in the shade Sunny. I think you can see the difference of it if you do anyway. I used this today, and this one I haven't really used because I think actually it's, oh my god, it's too red. I did buy them online, so I couldn't swatch them, but I did want to purchase both of them because I wasn't really sure which one I would go for, but I do really like this one. But now you can see like the difference of them in natural lighting, and I would say this one is so much better. But if a red bronzer is more of your preference, then definitely go for the Sunny one. The bronzer is really, really nice in my opinion. It's super duper creamy. Let me see where I can swatch it. I can swatch it right here. So here you can see the swatch. It's so beautiful. It smells a bit of coconut, and this is like the most affordable product I have ever purchased. This is so good. Like, this is so creamy. It blends out so beautifully, and it leaves the skin, it is matte, but it still is like super duper creamy, so it is a bit like a satin, and it leaves the skin really looking like skin, and it looks really, really natural. This bronzer, I'm just telling you, if you can swatch it in stores, like, this is so good. So let me talk about a highlight. This isn't a highlight that kind of, I think that most people bought this highlight as their first highlight, and this kind of broke the highlight, like it kind of started the highlight trend. Anyway, for me it did, and for a lot of people I know. I am talking about the Balm Mirror Luminizer. This is more expensive than a lot of the products that I am talking about today, but it is very affordable. This highlight, I think that most of you guys have it, and most people can agree that this is such a nice formula. Now, I know that they have, like, if this is just not your preference of color, I know that they have the Betty Luminizer for darker skin, and then they have Cindy Luminizer that has more of a pink shift. I haven't tried those two, but I know that Betty Luminizer is kind of popular. Now this is a champagne highlight. You can see like I have hit major pan on this and I use it a lot. Like I love this, but I started loving this maybe last year because I remember this was my first highlight and I didn't really know what to do with it. So what I did was that I just bought a lot of stuff and then I never tried out the products that I really bought. I just bought new shit. And then now that I have just been obsessed with this, I always take this one and kind of put right here because I think it's like the perfect shade for me together with my skin tone. It doesn't look like, you know, I love pink highlights, but I never take them right here. So yeah. Anyway, really beautiful highlight. It is really smooth. It doesn't contain any glitter, so it kind of will just make your skin look very glowy, and you can definitely make this like a very intense highlight. I also wanted to talk about another highlight that you can use as an highlight or like a blush topper. It is a highlight and it's the baked highlight from Revolution. This is the Bleeding Hearts, and I actually saw this one that was on sale on Revolution's website today. I don't really know if it's still on sale when you say this, but it was €3. €3. So this is what it looks like, and I get it, it can be a little bit intimidating, but like I've used this so much. As you can see, it gives a little bit of like a reddish pinkish shade. It's definitely a pink. And then you kind of blend it on. So what you can do, how I like to use this is to apply my bronzer, my highlight, and then my blush. And then I can take a little bit of this one on a brush and then kind of just smear it between like the brow, the blush and the highlight. And this will just give an amazing sheen. You can still use this as a blush. Like you don't have to use a normal blush. You can only use this and it's just beautiful. Another product that you know that I am loving is from e.l.f. and this is their cream contour palette. Like honestly, like all of their palettes are really nice. I know that a lot of people talk about their bronzer palette, which I do really enjoy. You can see that I have used mine a lot. And then I also really love their blush palette. I do only have the light one, but I do want to get the darker one, but I'm not in any rush because I love blush and I have a lot of them. But the product that I have actually taken out to talk about today is the cream contour palette. This is kind of forgotten. I know that they have a highlighter palette and they have a foundation palette as well, but those I'm not really interested in because anyway, but this palette is really nice. I do want to say that I don't love the concealer, and then this one is too dark for me, but I do love these two. I have hit pan on both of them and I use them frequently. I just think that they are amazing. They are super creamy and they are super easy to blend out. Honestly, like this is one of my favorite cream contour palettes or cream contour products in general because it is so good and it's super affordable. Like you will not get away cheaper than this, like you might, but you know, it's super affordable. And you can, if you are like me, if you have these palettes, if you have a lot of them, you can actually, like if you want to travel, you can actually pop out the shades. I'm gonna show you. So you can pop out the shades. So if you want to travel and just bring like one blush, one bronzer, and then like maybe one of these cream products, that's something you can do. Let me see. I have two palettes to talk about as well, two eyeshadow palettes. The first one is from Makeup Revolution. I don't see a lot of people talking about this palette specifically. I know that the Soph nail palette is mentioned a lot, which is this one right here. Looks like this, but I actually prefer the formula of this one. I think that the shades of this they're so much more pigmented and easy to blend. Like with the Soph nail palette, I do struggle a bit because they are not all the shades are really pigmented, so you do have to go in and build them up, versus this one where it's just super duper easy. I do find that the shimmers are nice in this palette as well. They are not as chunky as in the Soft as Nail palette. They are a little bit smoother. As you can see, they're super duper big, and you do get this large ass mirror, but you do get a really nice color story. And these greens, like every time I'm using this palette, I do really want to use the greens. Like I cannot keep myself away from them. I love to mix the greens and then the purples. Like I have tutorials with this that you can check out if you just search my channel. I did also want to mention the BH Cosmetics Festival palette, which is so good in my opinion. I think that this palette is so good. Like honestly, words cannot describe it. I do have reviews and all of this on this palette in case you want to watch it, but this is what the palette looks like. And I know that some people can be a little bit afraid of this if you don't love colorful shades, but you do get a nice variety of browns. Like you get these two browns. You can even use like these, and like if you really take the time to look at this palette, you can do some really beautiful neutral looks as well with this, in case that is something that you want to do. But I think that this palette is spectacular. Like the mattes in this is so good. Like just look at this orange shade. Like it's incredible pigment. Even this pink right here, like look at this orange again. Like honestly, that is just, they're just crazy pigmented. The shimmers are nice. I do recommend you guys to use like a setting spray or a glitter glue in case you want to work with these and you want them to be really foiled and metallic. But they are, this palette, I mean you can't go wrong. I did also want to talk about two more highlighter palettes. So the first one is the Soft as Nail highlighter palette. Like this one, if I were to choose between the palette and the highlighter palette, I would definitely say go for the highlighter palette, because the highlighters in this is amazing. They're so creamy and they're so smooth, but they're still like blinding, and you can definitely soften them a little bit if you want to. And you can get some fun shades. Like here you have a pink and a purple. They will not transfer to be that colorful. Like as you can see, this is the purple, and when you kind of blend it out, it definitely looks a little bit more like a white. But I do definitely recommend this one. It's just insanely good. And then I think you guys know, if you are known to my channel, that I have been loving this one from BH Cosmetics. This is the Blacklight highlighter palette, and you do get a mirror, and then you get 6 large pans in this. And these are like pinks, purplies. Is that even a word? No, this is a pink, and this is a pink, but it contains some like little more of a duochrome effect. And then this is a blue, this is a duochrome green, and then this is more of like a beige, and this is like a white. This is definitely really pale, but I do really love this one. Like I love to use these two because it's just so good, and the shades are so blinding. I mean, look at this. Like look at that. That is just like out of this world. That was some of the products that I had to talk about today. I actually have some more products like in front of me that I really wanted to talk about, but I just don't feel like I have the time for it. I will definitely do a part 2 in the future, but that was all from me for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you did. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!